Hi everyone, welcome to another video tutorial. Today I'm going to explain what an app container is, how to create one, and how to manage versioning your app through different environments. So to start, when you log into Visru, your default landing page will be the livespace list. And so a livespace is simply an application that lives in your Visru instance. So as you can see here, I have a handful of applications, and they can also be referred to as app containers. So an app container really is just an application that sits in your instance. Now to create an app container, I'll go ahead and click Create Your App. And we'll be led through a quick kiosk type menu where we'll have two options. The first option is to build a new app. So if we want to build a new application, we simply select Build New App. We'll give our app a name. And we will select the storage space. The default option for storage will be Workflow Cloud. This is Visru's cloud, and by selecting this option, this means that any files uploaded into this particular application will be saved in Visru's cloud. So a Visru install can have any number of storage options such as S3 buckets, Google Drive, or an on-premise storage location, just to name a few. If you have a need to store files anywhere other than Visru's Workflow Cloud, the infrastructure team can help connect to that storage so that it shows as an option here. So once we've named our app and selected our storage space, go ahead and click Continue. So this app name already exists, so let's change the name and click Continue. Great, now our application is created. So if we click Open in App Studio, then we'll be greeted with the app tutorial. Now if it's your first time creating an app in Visru, you can use the guided tutorial to familiarize yourself with the different assets that make up an app. Or if you already know what you're doing, you can click Create New Dashboard or Create New Workflow. And in the left navigation and at the bottom of the dashboard, you'll have access to quick guides as resources to help you through your app creation journey. So that's how to create a new empty app container so that you can start building. Now, I'm going to go back to our livespace list. And now suppose we wanted to download an existing application through Visru's marketplace. So we'll click Create Your App. And instead of clicking Build New App, instead we'll select an application from the marketplace list below. So once we've found an app to download, we'll click Install. And now on Install, we have two options. The first is for business users that wish to use the app right away. This option also allows users to upgrade the app whenever a new version is released. The second option for app designers is to import the app as a framework. So if you're a developer that wants to start with one of Visru's frameworks, then modify and build new features over it, then import as a framework is your option. Just note that if you import your app as a framework, you will not receive new version updates released by Visru. However, the app built on top of your framework can be published to the app marketplace for others to download. So we'll click Install as App, and the app will install in real time. And once it's done, we'll click View App, and now we'll be redirected to the default landing page for this app. So now as a user, you can start interacting with the application, adding your own data points, or modifying the app as you see fit. So now that we've seen how to create an app container, let's talk about how to manage versions of your app. So we'll go back to the livespace list. We'll identify an app and we'll click the gear icon. And let's click on the second tab up here, Publish and Update. And through this interface is where we'll manage our app versions. So suppose we have a traditional dev stage and production deployment model. And suppose the environment we're in right now is dev. So typically the developers will build new features and fix bugs in the dev environment, and then those have to be pushed into stage for testing. This method is called Guardrail, which is a simple process in which you can package assets from your app to be moved into a different environment. So let's say I'm a developer and I've made a few changes to my app. Now I want to publish those changes into the stage environment so that the QA team can test my changes. Great, so first I'll click publish. And we'll give some detail on what we're pushing. So let's say, as an example, okay. And then we'll give our app a version, let's say 1.1. And then we have a few checkbox options here. The first one, publish as full release. Check this box if you want to take all of the assets from the app and then publish it into the new environment. But since we only want to move the assets that we made changes to, we will not select this option. And then we have an option to take the custom CSS and JS, and then the menu configuration. So if you made changes to the left navigation and you want to bring those changes with you to stage, then you'd want to select menu configuration. And we can add tags if we wish, and we'll select continue. And from here on out, you'll identify the assets that you've made changes to and select them. So let's say I made a change to this spreadsheet. So for the spreadsheets, we have two options. One is column headings only. So this is to only bringing the changes done to the spreadsheet schema with no data. And then include data, which brings in the schema plus any data living in that spreadsheet. Next, we have our forms, our dashboards, our workflows, and our live cloud services. Okay, so at the very end, you'll review a list of assets that you've selected to publish. And once you've confirmed your list, you'll click publish. Now the guardrail process will kick off and then advertise the update into the target environment. In our example, that would be the stage environment. Now, in your stage environment, to consume the guardrail package that I just created in Dev, we're going to be using the update feature. Now suppose we're in the stage environment now and we want to apply the update. So if we click update, we'll be able to see the guardrail package that we're bringing in, including the list of assets that have been changed. And clicking continue will kick off the process and update your app. Now before you do this, in your stage environment, make sure that the system knows where to pull updates from. So down in the bottom left in Configure Policies, we'll select the very last option called Settings. And down at the bottom here, you'll see the App Publish Storage Location. So this is the tenant where you'll pull updates from. So to add a tenant, we'll click Add. We'll provide the URL, your username and password, and then we'll click Validate. So once validated, you can then select that tenant to pull updates from. So if this was the stage environment, then we'd want to set dev as our instance here in the list. And if this was production, we'd set up the stage environment here. So that is the guardrail process in which we can push and pull updates or download full versions of apps depending on our needs. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.